This is wartime, this is our time, we will be denied. Feed the fire that is raging inside. This is go time, this is show time, we will fight till their wills are broken. This is game time and it's game time, let the madness fly. Show the strength that just can't be defied. Find the power to...
Alright guys, so I just woke up from my nap, so if I look like extra shit, then I'm sorry. Oh, and by the way, the only thing good about the Justice League trailer is Wonder Woman. Yeah, I just said that I'm a Wonder Woman fanboy, so whatever. But anyways, I actually wasn't planning on doing a review this week, but I was like, what the hell, let me just do one real quick for you. So I'm just gonna go through it. So the show starts with a match, which is always good. Davey Richards versus Suicide. By the way, they need to change that Titantron video of Suicide because the M is for manic. God damn it! They need to change it in an S. How haven't they noticed this? But anyways, Davey Richards versus Suicide. Yeah, nothing too big, nothing too extreme or whatever. It was just a normal, typical match, which was long, by the way, because the match was like what, 8 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So I wonder when they're really going to start this whole segment of this, or this whole feud with Eddie Edwards, where it leads into them starting to wrestle, which they already have. But you know what I mean. But Davey Richards got the win. After that we had a video package of LAX, which really looked like they took this one from out of the book of a Lucha Underground video. I can understand why Lucha wanted to sue them, but pretty sure that's not the reason. But anyways, it looked really Lucha Underground-ish. But like I said before, and I'm gonna keep saying it, TNA or Impact Wrestling is so fucking difficult to keep on saying Impact Wrestling. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna say TNA, already, it's just the same. TNA has been about the only company that really puts in the extra efforts when it comes to the segments. I mean, you look at all the segments, the badass segments, and the outdoor segments that TNA has done, it doesn't compare to none of the other promotions. Except for maybe, and even back in the days, WWF days, you know, still doesn't really, you know, compared to TNA segments, but TNA is definitely the best when it comes to these type of things. And then we had a backstage segment with Laura Finesse, still looking like a mess, still in her wedding dress, still crying, being mad at everybody. McKinsey interviewed her. She said she hates everybody. She hates Maria, Ali, Sienna, and then Sienna appears and tells her, no, you don't hate me, you don't hate Maria, you hate Ali. She is the one that did this to you, blah blah blah. And then after that we had an international tag match. We saw 3 new faces. We had Idris Abraham teaming up with Falaba, however you pronounce it, 2 Japanese guys, against Mahabali Shira, Laredo Kid, and Gaza Jr. I have no idea who Falaba is. They're probably from Pro Wrestling Noah, if I'm not mistaken. Idris Abraham, I don't know either. Some of you are gonna get mad when I say this, but when I say TNA needs to bring in new faces, well, this is not the kind of new faces we're talking about. We're talking about bringing faces that people actually know. You know what I mean? But it doesn't matter. These guys still deserve recognition, you know. They bust their asses on the indies, no matter who it is, even if it's an unfamiliar face. They also deserve a chance, no matter what. Even if it was me, you know, that was a pro wrestler I just started, when I get an offer from T, I would take it, you know. So to keep it fair, it's okay. So, but Mahabali Shira looked really strong in this match. They got the win. I wonder when this whole India thing begins, because they're definitely going to market Mahabali Shira in a way in all of this, but yeah, whatever. And after that, we had a tag team match, DK versus Reno Scum. By the way, this show went by really smooth, and the reason why is because they did this show exactly how I said they should have done it and how I wanted it, keeping the segments and the promo short, which is why they had like constant match after match. So and that one's really smooth. So that's a good thing. If they can do all the shows like this, then that would be really good. So DK versus Reno Scum, guys like I said, that I will like just by their whole chemistry, their charisma and their voice and their wrestling too. They've showed a lot more compared to last week, and they got the win. They're really letting the originals loose. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I mean, like, yeah, I understand you're moving on, but holy shit, this is literally moving on. I mean, they had even Eli Drake lose last week to a new guy. Like, you know what the fuck's up? Like, slow down, okay? But Reno Scum got the win. These guys are obviously going to become a favorite. They actually already are. I'm definitely going to buy a t-shirt from them since I like them, because if I'm a fan, I buy your shit, because that's how you really show support financially. Some people still don't get it. But anyways, Reno Scum got the win. It was a really good match. I want to see more. After that, we had Grand Impact Champion Eli Drake versus Moose, but it didn't happen because Cody attacked Moose from behind, hitting him with a chair and this and that. So the match didn't happen. But I'm glad Moose is finally back so that this whole segment can really begin. Then we had another match after that. See how smooth this show ran with match after match after match. I love it. I love it like that. Then we had LAX versus DCC, Santana with Ortiz against James Storm and Bram. Like I said, I don't know what's going on. They have all the originals lose against the new guys. Santana and Ortiz, they didn't really do much, but definitely sure we're gonna see a lot more. But they really did their thing. James Storm and Bram lost. Another confliction between. I don't know if this gonna. Sorry, I don't know if this gonna lead to a breakup, which I won't mind anyways. Because DCC lost their momentum. To me, they lost their momentum ever since that whole bullshit they did at Total Nonstop Deletion, making James Storm look like a fucking punk. If you can remember, when James Storm appeared and you had all these extras with the DCC mask on, which looked so fucking badass, but then they have Abyss looking strong as fuck, taking out all of the guys. Like, no, this is not how you fucking do it. And that's where they fucking killed the momentum for me with DCC. After that, you had an interview with Bobby Lashley. Not gonna go into that, but it was interesting to hear his story, though. By the way, I had no idea he was in the Olympics or was going to go in the Olympics and such. So he's definitely in Kurt Angle's league. So now I know that Bobby Lashley really ain't no fuck. It's a real big deal. This guy right here, you know, he's a real. This guy is a legit athlete, just like Kurt Angle basically, and Brock Lesnar too, because Brock Lesnar also did the whole amateur wrestling thing and such. So these guys are real athletes. And then you had McKinsey making an announcement that next week is gonna be Moose versus Cody. And then she also interviewed Braxton and Ellie about the whole Sienna calling them out and shit. After that, we had Rebel, the returning Rebel versus ODB. I am glad that Rebel is back, because this is a woman that I thought didn't get treated fairly, knowing that she tried or did her best to become really good. And when they released her from the previous owners, I was like really upset, to be honest, because but I'm glad she's back, and it looked like she really is putting it to work this time, because she was really healing it up better than when she was in the Dollhouse, actually, so she was looking really good. But this was just comedy type match. I mean, you had like Earl Hebner kissing Rebel. I don't know what the fuck was that all about. Then you had ODB kissing Earl Hebner. Yeah, Earl Hebner is always the victim when it comes to these type of shit. I don't know why they do this, but either way, it's comedy gold, whatever. But ODB got the win. Then we had Lashley versus Jake Holmes. I forgot how this match went, but Lashley obviously got the win. They are still letting him be the dominant guy, the whole guy. Like I said, when they had them lose between, who was it again? I forgot who it was. And all of us were kind of upset about it, but I also did mention that they can always draw back to Lashley being this dominator and such, so it doesn't really take away from him. But yeah, Lashley got the win. After that, we found out who she was, and obviously it was Karen Jarrett. Does anybody care? Because I don't really care, especially if she plans on taking hella TV time for herself like she did back in the day, you know, because they don't need to make this the Jarrett show, okay? If they do that, I am fucking out, okay? Like, seriously. But Karen Jarrett came, she, you know, talked about why she's back, what her intentions are moving forward and such. But then EC3 came out. Obviously, I think it's official now that EC3 is a heel with the whole way he was being in this segment, and he was also in John Cena mode, which I fucking hate, because then he starts to act goofy and all that shit, which automatically reminds me of John Cena, and I can't fucking stand that. This is one of the reasons actually why I don't like EC3 is when he goes into John Cena mode, and that's where I'm like, yeah, that's where you lost me, buddy. But then Josh Matthews was part in this segment and started talking shit and this and that. He did mention a few things which I agreed on, by the way, when he said those things about Karen Jarrett. But then Karen Jarrett ultimately ended up slapping him, so that's basically how that segment ended. So I don't know. We also had the fans chanting "Fire Josh, fire Josh." So I don't think they're gonna fire Josh. I mean, they're obviously going to make him part of it since it seems to be working with the crowd. The crowd not liking him, so they're definitely gonna use him in certain segments to give the crowd more pleasure, you know. So, but either way, it was a solid show. The show went smoothly. I liked it, so no complaints really. I don't care about Karen Jarrett. I'm sorry, I don't like her. I don't like Jeff Jarrett either, but there's one thing I can say about Jeff Jarrett is that this guy, for the past 2 months, in 2 months, this guy has done so much for the company. The bonds I mean, look at the relationships he has put together. He has TNA being with different type of promotions now, AA, Noah, and 2 others, if I'm not mistaken. This guy has done so much. This was a mandatory move that TNA actually needed to do years ago, you know, and now you have this Jeff Jarrett coming back and doing this, working his ass off, trying to, you know, something I also said TNA needed friends, and Jeff Jarrett is doing that, just doing that. You can definitely tell that he loves TNA, you know, so that's all good, you know. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you next week if I feel okay, which I will. By the way, just woke up, like I said, so see you next week.